wanted to share something from a conversation I just had with one of my Self-Crown VIP members. There's no such thing as a man who is a commitment phobe. There's no such thing as a man who will not make a commitment. That's the better way to put it. Because any man who's not making a commitment has already made a commitment to something else. It's just the same way we say indecision is a decision, no response is a response. Well, guess what? Lack of commitment or refusal to make a commitment is a commitment. Make no mistake about it. Make no mistake about it. So her situation was this in a nutshell. She's been dating this guy for however many months. I can't even remember now. But her whole thing was he's so sincere. All of his principles say he's a good man. So why wouldn't he want to make a commitment to me? We've been dating X amount of months. The vibes are there. The focus is there. I don't get any red flags except he refuses to commit. He's not ready. He doesn't want to. I haven't done anything wrong. He doesn't have any specific reason, but he won't commit. But I thought he was a good guy. Let me say this, a lot of y'all may not necessarily agree with me on, and that's that a man who doesn't want to make a commitment isn't necessarily a bad man. It's easy to villainize men who don't want to make a commitment. No, the problem is whenever a man knows he doesn't want to make a commitment, but it goes after women who do want a commitment and leads you on with that hope just so he can get what he wants from you until you realize ain't no commitment coming. Put I down in the chat if you've ever been through that in your younger years. If you've been through a situation where a guy pretended he wanted to be in a relationship, a guy pretended that he wanted what you wanted, but really he was just trying to get something from you, keep himself comfortable, be complacent, and he didn't want you to leave. He didn't want nobody else to have you. Okay? That's whenever we have a problem with a man. But a man who simply isn't wanting to make a commitment to a relationship, there's usually one of four things. And I'll tell you what I told her at the end too, because I think that's applicable to you guys as well. But the first thing that might mean, one of four things when a man says, I'm not wanting to make a commitment to a relationship, actually maybe five, is that the you is silent. I don't want to make a commitment to you is silent. And what you have is a lot of guys who will get a woman and store her for just convenience. Like right now, I'm gonna get what I can offer her. Absolutely, this is not no good guy. This is not a guy who's operating in integrity. For your discernment purposes, I want you to know who I'm talking about. So there are guys who will get you for convenience and they ain't worried about no commitment. Whether they're embarrassed by you, whether they think they can do better than you, et cetera, et cetera. Now, you'll have guys, and this is very similar, who they don't want to make a commitment to a relationship because of the work that it entails, because of the focus, because of the pressure and all these different things. And they know it's going to take away from something else that's more important right now. So maybe his career is his priority right now. And quiet as kept, a lot of guys will hold their career as a priority because they think if they can get the money that they want, then they can get the woman that they actually want. Now, disagree or agree with that, I respect this guy who lets you know so that way you don't waste the years of your life with somebody who thinks that they can do better. Now, we ain't got to like it, but some people look at us, me, whoever else, everybody else included, and feel like, oh, I can do better than that. Well, cool. We want those people to go on about their way. Go on about your way. Not that they're right, but you can think whatever you want to think. I'm glad you went over there and didn't waste my love, waste my time. So you have guys who say, I want to get myself together in this particular area, regardless of the reason. Sometimes it's because they think they can get a better woman or whatever, but if that's what it is, then I advise you to respect that for whatever reason. At least he's not playing with you and wasting your time. Now you have guys who also say, I'm not ready to commit to a relationship because they're already committed to their options, their freedom. Really, they're committed to their indulgence in those options. It's not just their options. They're committed to not having to be for one person, to not having to explain that. Now, whether you think it's good or bad, I'll tell you this. Any man who's indulgent right now sexually with any woman or multiple women is not purpose-driven. He's not purpose-driven. He's dominated by his flesh. Doesn't mean he's a horrible guy, but he's definitely not purpose-driven. He doesn't get up every day and say, you know what, I got a mission to accomplish. Because there's not a man on earth who has a mission to accomplish that is doing that by spending the time and energy necessarily to go out and indulge with different women on an emotional, financial, and time-wise level. So if he's in this space, you know what? It may work for you if you're in that space. As women, y'all get to the same space. Sometimes y'all just want to get your rocks off. Sometimes y'all was in a long-term relationship with bad sex, and now you want to go make up for lost time, lost nuts, and you want to go and get yours off. But honestly, I think you're wasting your time, and I think you're playing a dangerous game, but I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. I'm here to equip you so you can live the life that you want to live. But for those of you who are commitment ready and talking in terms of relationship, you will be wasting your time with a man. I don't care how awesome he is, how handsome he is, how great the sex could be. If you know that you are commitment ready, you're ready for something real, you need to stay away from those types of guys who are indulgent right now. Even if they're toying with the idea of, well, in a relationship, I know I can settle down with one woman. Because what he's doing right now is training his body for a certain sport. And that sport is not the sport of monogamous relationships. A lot of us learned this the hard way. That we were doing this, that, and the other, but we could just switch it off. No, that honeymoon phase gives you a little break, but ultimately you've trained your body, you've trained your mind to always have something available, to always have something new. And it's really difficult to truly appreciate one when you're still infatuated or your body's still infatuated with having those options. So another thing that a man may mean whenever he says, I'm not ready for a commitment, I'm just not looking for a commitment right now, is that he's already committed to a stagnation. This is very similar because when you're not in a relationship, you have less accountability to anybody. So you have some guys who are just in their comfort zone, and whatever the comfort zone is has been challenged by women in the past, and they don't like that. They're not looking for growth. They're just looking to continue on with whatever they got going on. So yes, they will enjoy you while you're around, but the moment that you present any type of opposition or conflict with what they're currently doing, they want to be able to get rid of you. So whether that's to stay away from marriage or to stay away from a relationship, period. They know they don't want to be better. They know they don't want new experiences. They know they don't want to learn how to communicate like an adult. They don't want to have to put aside their pride. Everybody ain't on this path of growth and being better and evolution. That's just what it is. Some people really don't care. Some people will say, you know what? I'm just cool with who I am, and I'm going to be with somebody who's really with that, or I'm going to stay away from everybody except for on a surface level. So when a man won't commit to a relationship for that reason, specifically to the woman that's going to push him out of his comfort zone, specifically to the woman that says, I'm a challenge, I require growth, I require trajectory, I require things, I require a path in life, a plan in life, I require a good track record. When you come as that type of woman, not that that's a bad thing, but you're automatically making yourself incompatible with men who are stagnant in their life, which you should be grateful for, actually. One more thing that a man means whenever he says, oh, I'm just not trying to commit right now. And this is specific in a certain context. When a man is already with you, dating you, seriously dating you, right? And you got feelings invested. There's serious feelings involved. You guys are having sex on the regular, or you're meeting his mama and all this stuff, probably prematurely. And then he pulls out the whole, I'm just not ready for a commitment. That means he's committed to your uncertainty. He's committed to your lack of security and safety in the relationship. He's committed to it. Now, more than likely, if he does that, it's manipulative. And the reason why he's committed to your uncertainty is because it keeps you in a position where you're constantly trying to earn your space in his life, to be certain, to be safe. You're constantly competing with other women. You're constantly trying to inspire certainty out of him that you're the one for him. And it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Now, some guys will say, well, you know, at first I was all about it, but now I'm not really sure. No, that's all BS. Anytime you hear that, cut it out. Cut it out. So if he said, I'm not ready for a relationship right now, but y'all already invested, he's wanting to get what he's been getting off of you, but that uncertainty in you is keeping that coming. Because what most women think in this situation is, well, you know, I can inspire him, but I got to do it. Well, whatever he's rewarding, and he's going to reward what he wants. Money, sex, he's going to reward that. Whatever he's rewarding, I got to give him more and more and more of that. And that's going to give me leverage. No, it doesn't. Because if a man is with you for the things that you do, understand that can easily be replaced by anybody. A man's got to be with you for who you are. Now, let's get back to the point where I was telling my self-crown VIP member this. Because this wasn't her situation. Her situation was a guy that she just was dating. I said, look, you got to put on your big girl underwear and accept the fact that he told you straight up what he's about, what he's not about, and he's not about no commitment right now. So now that you know that, you have to put yourself in position and humble yourself that you cannot change or fix him. Ladies, I don't care how amazing you are. I don't care how good your sex is, your head is, how good that Alfredo is that you know how to make. I don't care how wholesome you are, what kind of dreams you are, what kind of life you speak to a man. If he does not want to be with you, he won't. And there's one exception. That's if he fears that another man is going to get you. And I'm talking about, now we're talking about marriage most times. And some women are okay pulling that card of ultimatum, either marry me or I'm gone. I'm going to be with somebody else. I'm going to tell you why that's a problem. Because in that situation, a man is only going to try to marry you out of fear. And fear is a fleeting emotion. You can't keep fear up for so long. So once that fear actually leaves, and now you're all the way invested and the family's been created, what's going to come forth? The version of him that didn't want the marriage to begin with. Or relationship, whatever it is. So when a man is presenting to you that he's not ready or wanting a commitment at this time in his life, you got to treat it like great fruit, some great fruit, their favorite fruit that's not ready. It's not ripe. And this is something we talked about in the Secrets to Making Evolved Men Crave You Masterclass. There's some great men out here, awesome men, integral men, principle-led men that are not in season right now for whatever reason. They feel they have an inferiority complex and they feel like they don't have the money necessary to operate in a relationship. They still ain't over something. They ain't dealt with traumas. They whatever. Some reason they're not in the right season. And so you can't approach dating without a discipline to your own desires. As a woman, you have to be able to discipline your own desires. Sometimes you'll look at a man and you'll desire him, a life with him, your love going to him and his love going to you, and that's it. And you got tunnel vision now. But you have the discipline to say, well, what is he ready for? What does he want? And be willing to release him if he's not ready for what you want in the time span that you're willing to wait for him to give that to you. And I don't advise you to wait for too long, because whenever you wait for a really long time, 5, 10 years for a commitment, what you do is you create a normal. And what men love, again, men love structure. We love something black and white. We love something predictable. And if you create a predictable, happy place without commitment, he's not going to want to disrupt that. Put I down in the chat if you've ever made this mistake, especially in your younger years, where you had that kind of time, or you felt like you had that kind of time, so you waited for that man to be ready. Maybe you wasn't all the way ready, but then it was like, why mess up a good thing? That's how he felt. Like, why would I ruin a good thing? We got something good going here. Marriage is only going to mess it up. Marriage is only going to complicate it. So you want to be very careful not to wait too long for what you already know that you're ready for. If you're not knowing that you're ready, of course, take that time to get sure the same way he is or whatever. But once you know that you're ready, you need to create a specific time block that you're willing to wait. Now, I think way more practical than that is to date men who are already sure about what they want and who fits into that equation. What they want in life and who fits. And they've prepared themselves for that. Before they even entertain you beyond, hey, what's your name? They already know what they want in life. They're not trying to figure it out. They're not trying to get that together. And they know what type of woman and that a woman fits into that equation if she's properly loved. That's only going to be an evolved man. That's only going to be a man who's done the work the same way that you have. Now, if you feel like, well, where are these men? I don't know where these men are at. I'm not running into these guys. I guarantee you are. I guarantee you are. And if you're not, you can actually attract those men into your life. You can actually make those men crave you using specific strategies that I laid out in my masterclass, Secrets to Making Evolved Men Crave You. Thousands of women are already using these and seeing results like in the first 24 hours. Don't believe me? Check it out yourself. The link is right here down in the comments. Also in the caption whenever you back out. Again, that link right there by my page. Yeah, that one. Click that link right there. Register before it comes down. It's free. A masterclass called Secrets to Making Evolved Men Crave You, where I lay out the strategies to make evolved men crave you so you can attract higher tier men. There is a way to attract higher tier men. And no, oh, you are what you attract is BS. But what you entertain says a lot about who you think you are. So I go into depth about that in the masterclass. I'm not going to go too far in depth here. But when a man says he's not ready for commitment, you need to take that as, okay, he is ready for commitment, but it's not to what I want. He's already in the middle of a commitment, but it's not to what I want. Whether it's his indulgence, his options, his freedom, whether it's to the thought that he can always do better than you, whether it's whatever. No commitment is a commitment. Now you got to make the commitment to yourself and be willing to distance yourself from anything and everything that doesn't support that. Straight up. But those are just my thoughts. I'm just your internet brother trying to look out. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. And if this blessed you, if this helped you in any way, share it for somebody else on your timeline so you can bless them as well. Don't be stingy. And again, if you're in the market for an evolved man, click the link that you see pinned right here. Click that link right here. Get access to the free masterclass, Secrets to Making Evolved Men Crave You. Over an hour, I dropped free gems just for you. You ain't got to pay me nothing. Go click that link. Also in the caption whenever you back out. Holla at y'all lady. I'll be good. Peace.